welcome to another interesting episode of Munches and Thoughts.
Ngiyajabula namhlanje ukuze ngihlale nale nsizwa. Yeah, ikhehla utawutawu.
Aye,
Yeah.
sikholapho. As I move.
Kodwa nami ngiyabonga. Yeah, angithi phela acknowledge ama elders. You know, nenhlonipho ukuthi yeah, madoda sewamkantsha ubovu. Asekudala khona kule ndima.
Yes.
Siyabonga mkhulu.
And I do my job now.
Ngumuntu oyisifika namthwala ekhaya wahlala wazi washonela ekhaya okuhanje kuyovuswa umuntu imoya izohlala ekhaya izinto ziyavaleka
Manje umdliwa ekhaya ufika uyamosha yonke into eniyenzayo imali uyayidiliza abasebenzayo bathola ama promotion abashadile babuye ekhaya ngoba uyenzani ufuna attention manje.
One of the most consistent questions mina ngithola abantu bathi mkhulu, what books are you reading?
Yeah.
As if they read that book they're going to become me.
Never.
As if I'm a product of my books.
Books of history never.
No.
The wisdom onayo you are given by our ancestors.
Exactly.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another interesting episode of Munches and Thoughts. My name is Phathanani. I am your chef. You know what, ne? Finally today, like now, there is a queen in the house. It's been hosting Abantu Babondat. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Good day.
Good days. Siyabonga ukuthi namhlanje samukela.
Siyabonga. Okay.
Good day, chef.
Good day. Because it's Kati Siside. It's Kati Kuzoba Mnandi. Please introduce yourself. Who are you? Where you from? And what's special about you? Any language is welcome.
Okay. Umkhulu Mvuseni lona wakamabaso isibongo sindisiwe igama ngokwedlozi umvuseni insizwa kaMabaso ngisuka le eKZN kaNgcolosi indawo phansi kwenkosi Bhengu ngiyokuhlala ngise Lawrenceville la eJohannesburg.
Siyabamkela.
Ngiyabonga.
Umvuseni. Asizwe.
Tau haramanuba. Ke mopedi ke molwa se apara lome ga ka ikapetsa ke apesitswe ke batho ka bomo. Ke mohokong ke pitso wa segele. Ke tswa ke le Limpopo, ko Polokwane ko Seshego. Seshego sa mabele. Seshego sa mabele. So I specialize with Bantu soul, what they call African spirituality. I've been with the Rastafari movement for the past 33 years. And then I've been in this area of sharing African spirituality and whatever for the past 23 years. And I've been to 18 African countries teaching and learning and sharing and unlearning and relearning. Togos. And I'm glad to be part of the Munches and Thoughts. I've been seeing you from a distance, and I got delighted when you first sent your invitation. I thought the time has arrived to come to Munches and Thoughts.
From a distance.
From a distance.
Thank you so much, and you're welcome. As I move to our resident, somebody, please introduce yourself.
Siyakhuleka kubalaleli lapha ekhaya babukele umhlaba wonke jikelele la ile video fika khona. Lezi salukazi sendoda uma zebhulo zobhulimiso uma yendoda ayibhekise phansi sigoma kake sigoba izazi. Yisehlula manje baba kaMabilane. Kokoda luvalo ngiseFoslorasi, umlaphi wezizwe, umlaphi wendabuko, ngiyisangoma ngomthandazeli, ngigedla nginyanga, ngisenza zonke. Mawufika ugula, ngiyakulapha, uphela uphamelo ekhanda, ufuna umsebenzi, inhlanhla yakhe evalekile, umsamo, zonke lento ngispecialize lapho. Yonke insipho yawazi.
Basichazile ukuthi bangobani, babuyaphi, benzani. What I can say to you all, I don't take you for granted.
Amen.
Siyabonga.
Bonga thina. Nami ngiyajabula namhlanje ukuze ngihlale nale nsizwa. Yeah, ikhehla utawutawu.
Aye,
Yeah.
sikholapho. As I move.
Kodwa nami ngiyabonga. Yeah, angithi phela acknowledge ama elders. You know, nenhlonipho ukuthi yeah, madoda sewamkantsha ubovu. Asekudala
Can I
khona
do my job now?
kule ndima.
Yes.
Siyabonga mkhulu.
Can I do my job now?
Amen.
Can I thank you so much? Yes. Kuzoshisa kakhulu namhlanje. Kuzovutha amalangabi. Kodwa kunandaba ngithi we know our stories.
Amen.
And then we are here to tell them. We are here to educate. Namhlanje ngicela ukuthi sikhulume ngomdliwa, inzuza, and sizokhuluma ngezibongo, surnames. And then other things that will come along the way. I've got other things to ask, but let's start here. Umdliwa, inzuza, izibongo, surnames. Yini umdliwa, yini inzuza, izibongo, where are they coming from? Gonzagalan. But I need an overview, then we can just move. Your understanding of what we'll be talking about. Any of you.
Okay. Ngizoqala Makhosi. Nge-understanding yami, ngolwazi lwami. Umdliwa sike saba nawe ekhaya kithi. Kithi la ngiphuma khona. La ngizalwa khona. Umdliwa uba khona ngeindlela eziningi. Kodwa ngizoqala ngomuntu ofikile ngokuzohlala ekhaya ongaziwa. Njengabantu abebelusa kudala uthola ukuthi kunomuntu ofikile ongaziwa ukuthi uqhamukaphi. Bese beyam accommodate ekhaya, akhule alusa inkomo abe nje umuntu wakhona. Nangu ke lo muntu useyashona, ushona la ekhaya. Uyangcwatshwa, ungcwatshelwa la ekhaya. Lo muntu akusewa la ekhaya. Idlozi la ekhaya limazi ukuthi wakephi. Useyaphenduka abe lidlozi ngoba uhlangana namadlozi angawazi abe lidlozi elimbi ekhaya. Ekufanele ukuthi nimkhiphe nihambe niyomakhela whatever la nombeka khona ukuze aphume ekhaya. Okunye ngokwazi kwami umdliwa umuntu uyahamba yovuswa emathuneni. Bavusa isipoki. Umoya omubi bazofaka ekhaya egcekeni. Uma ngabe nishisa impepho ekhaya asithi nihlabile ekhaya. Umdliwa ufika kuqala. Idlozi liza ngemuva.
Umdliwa ufika kuqala, idlozi liza ngemuva. Overview. Asizwa abanye. Sisazoqhubeka. Umdliwa ufika kuqala, idlozi liba ngemuva.
Yebo.
Asizwa abanye. The understanding ngomdliwa nenzuza. Or izibongo and surnames.
Amen. Mawuthinta indaba yomdliwa into ethanda ukuba bucayi kakhulu ngoba abantu baye mistake kunendawo kunomdliwa. Icishe zifana. Bese kube nesipoki. Isipoki, umdliwa, indawo.
Three things.
Asifani. Kodwa zicishe zifana. Cishe zifana. Abantu lento le baye mistake yabona? Bayiphambanisa. Ngizovumela naye kwezinye ne ukuthi umdliwa yes lezo zinto usithintele. But umuntu umkahamba yovusa umuntu emathuneni akuwona umdliwa, isipoki. Umdliwa unezigaba eziningi. Ngizothinta ezi3 kuphela. Kanjani sathinta manje? Esikajoli.
Yes.
Kunomdliwa wasekhaya. Uyidlozi lasekhaya. Wasekhaya blood related person. Uphenduka abe yini? Umdliwa ngizokwenzela isibonelo. Kunomuntu ekhaya say ababulalana ekhaya. Maybe usisi nobhuti. Ubhuti wabulala usisi. Lo muntu masekashona makayimathongeni sebamjikisa bambuyisele emuva. Lo muntu uphenduka kuba yini? Uba umdliwa. Kodwa lo mdliwa awulali nabantu ekhaya. So manje wenzani? Uyabavalela into zabo ngoba ufuna ukwenzani? Ukulungiselwa ukuthi abuyela ekuphi emathongeni. Bese kube khona umdliwa wasekhaya futhi. Seyikhaya bekhona umbulali oyinkabi. Uwandlula abulala abantu azange ahlanjulule. Manje lo muntu makayimathongeni bambuyisele emuva. Ukuthi mina yenzeni? Athola inhlambuluko, adilizwe yonke amathunzi lawo ukuthi bazokwazi ukumamukela. Manje uzoyenzani? Uzomosha ekhaya. Nalo mdliwa awulali nabantu ekhaya. Bese khona umdliwa wangaphandle. Umdliwa kuphi? Wangaphandle. Umdliwa wangaphandle sikhuluma ngomuntu owagana kuphi? Ekhaya. Lo muntu wathatha usisi wasekhaya. Kodwa lo muntu azange ashade la ekhaya. Lento lebekayikhuluma. Lo muntu azange ashade kuphi? Ekhaya. Kodwa ashonele kuphi? Ekhaya. So lo muntu mashonele ekhaya bekathenjisa ukuthi uzoshada bani? Umntana sekhaya. Kwalapho kulo muzi. Kodwa manje azange asayenzeke lento leyo. Manje makabuya lo mdliwa wenzani? Uwona olala izingane zasekhaya zamantombazana. Ngoba lo muntu la ekhaya wathembiswa yini? Umshado. Manje lo mshado lo wandlula emhlabeni angcwatshelwa kuphi? Ekhaya angatholanga lo mshado. Lo muntu lo wenzani? Sikalala abantu basekhaya, uwona ubuye futhi umosha yini? Izinhlanhla zasekhaya. Umosha yonke into, umosha umsamo. Lento ayisho ukuthi umdliwa lona makenza umsebenzi kenziwa itiye ekhaya. Kuthiwa kubonga abantu abadala kenziwa yini? Uwona vele ogijima phambili njengoba sikashilo uzakwethu ukuthi uwona oqala ukudla eqala uphuze eqala ngoba phela ukalungiselwa into zawo. Kusesenani? Kunesikolodo. Kuphi? Emadlozini. Okay. So idlozi likoloda bani? Lo muntu lo.
Okay, Satogos. Nikhuluma ngesinguni. Zulu, Xhosa, Swati, Umdliwa, and all of that. Obviously, where I come from, we don't have that. Kaspedi, ne? But I'm going to give you something that goes to that effect, ne? Because at the end of the day, we're Bantu soul society, so we're dealing with everything Bantu, whether it's Nguni, it's Sotho, Tswana, Pedi, and so forth. But we have Renali Mudimu, Badimu, Botu. Now, everything, whether you call it...
Sorry, in your culture, you when you started, you said we are speaking Nguni, and in your culture, you don't have, because right now, Umdliwa. So what's in your culture, you don't have that. So you don't have Umdliwa.
No. I'm talking about the name.
Or the name.
The name.
Okay, proceed.
Obviously, these are all African phenomena.
Okay.
These are all, the difference is in the names, in the terms.
Okay.
Considering that the three of you are Nguni-speaking Africans, right? Abantu. But I was trying to give it a cultural, specific and cultural context. That the form to Abuan, Setswana, Sepedi, Sesotho, to understand it within that particular context. That basically, re tlhalosa ka tsela je fapaneng wa bona go na le mogwela nageng wa bona badimo ba le gore o ba bolela ka gore maybe ka ba modisha o molosi ba re ke mogwela nageng again mara go na le e tla ka mekgwa e mentši o kry-a le gore you are my friend like this, you are Nguni, and then go tlhokofala o na le mondau go tlhokofala mondau wa gago o ba phati ya rena no
The family.
Mo family. That is why I have these cultural dichotomies, because rana ka Sepedi Sotho Setswana a rena thokoza gogo. A rena dingaka tsa rena a se amangoma, a se sangoma, a se nyanga, a se abalozi, a bolela ka ngaka. E be ngaka Chicha, ngaka Chupya, ngaka Kiagela. So, but then you find within rena ranger dila le dingaka na le
similarities.
Because of Umdliwa.
No overview now. Because Lendo Ikazayo is so interesting. And the Mangs has to stop her. It's gonna ruin everything. Now we are moving. So if Atula, whoever, yes. Proceed back.
But I'm just trying to explain it from the language, cultural point of view. That my point actually, the overview maybe, is that all of that kisidimo.
Okay.
We don't differentiate or Mothupa umfela nageng o a se kaya or ngaphandle ke sedimo re tlo bolela fela ke sedimo sa eng so basically that's what I wanted to say.
But you can proceed. I was giving you a wheel.
Okay,
proceed.
So I can proceed. So as Gogo Atlalusizo, there are different circumstances that create the conditions of Umdliwa. Either ke mogwela nageng, either ke chomiaka like this, ke monguni o tswa foslo ke tswa go seshego, and then re phela ka moka ke re no wa tlhokofala moya o wa gage o rata somebody ka mo gae ka mo, and then go ba le taba re motho o bongaka ba gage bona le bo bondau. Kanjani, because amapedi abanawo omundawo akusinto amapedi, but it is because of lomdliwa ophakathi yabo. Njengoba usho futhi ukuthi one of the things that will do, which you need at the end of the day, every phenomena, it needs a ritual. Tina, as African people, we live in a ritualistic universe. Everything is ritualistic. That is why we have rituals of rain making. We have rituals of even to stop the rain. If there is a rain coming and we're having a big feast, then we'll pick up
someone who's capable of doing that.
Utapara sieta, morapes murwadishe sieta, pule sieta, or pula. Because we're living in a ritualistic universe. So the point is, at the end of the day, is all of this phenomena le ditlhalo sa gore o mongwe o fitla a robalele bana ba ka gae. O mongwe o fitla a nyaka gore a direlwe mo phaso. Or mmereko wa badimo wa kwishisha. All of that, at the end of the day, they are curable. curable by a ritual. So when a ritual ya performiwa, and then I am a stop every woman in the house because we'll be sleeping with grandmothers and women and abantwana abancane, you understand? Yes.
Okay. We still Umdliwa. Remember ngistopile uma uqhubeka uthe uqala yena Umdliwa bese uba idlozi. Now nginikeza imoto mayihambe eGoli.
So Umdliwa njengoba bengichazile ukuthi mina ngolwazi lwami ngumuntu oyisifika namthwala ekhaya wahlala waze washonela ekhaya okuhanjwe kuyovuswa umuntu imoya izohlala ekhaya izinto ziyavaleka uma ngikhuluma ngokuthi izinto ziyavaleka there is a time manizothenga ukudla grocery nibeke emsamo kodwa within 2 weeks igrocery fanele ihlale the whole month isiphelile imali uzohamba uye emashop uyothenga uzokubala ukhipha iziliphu ukhipha impahla yonke phakathi uthi ngoba ngithi bengiphethe imali kodwa ayihlangani awazi ukuthi iphelele phi umndeni uyachitheka ukuba nezimpi ekhaya emndenini ngomdliwa nje uwodwa yonke into wenza impilo ibe unbearable and to extent ukuthi abanye baze bahambe kuthiwa unedlozi kanti umuntu kufanele kulashe Umdliwa uzoziveza ungene njengomuntu engathi unedlozi kanti ngumdliwa abanye ke bayahamba ke baye kothwasa ngoba sithwasisa yonke into namhlanje baye kothwasa
Nomuntu makathatha medication uyathwasa.
Okay, go. Cool, yeah.
So Umdliwa nje angifuna ukuqamba amanga before ngikhonjisa ukuthi kwakufanele ngenze njani ngomkhulu wami owafika kimi ngilele ngamthonga ukuthi kufanele ngenze njani ukuze ngisize emndenini ekhaya sizamile baningi bahlulekile bayafika benze lokho abakwenzayo kodwa still izinto ziyafana kunokuthi kube right kuba worse
Lo Mdliwa lo.
naseqaleni shothi usuku usudiniwe ukuthi ngizama ukwenzani mina ngizonitshengisa
Okay, go. Okay, cool. Asize ugogo double. Jabula.
Amen kehla siyathongiswa sonke ngendlela engafani because le topic esithintayo ijulile kakhulu yomdliwa akusinto esingavele sicaphule nje phezulu Umdliwa asiyenze kanje senze ummameli umbukele ekhaya kube simple Umdliwa kusumuntu ophilayo Umdliwa umoya womuntu ongaseke emhlabeni one
course
ngaba umuntu wasekhaya ngaba umuntu wangaphandle Umdliwa asenze kanje impawu zomdliwa asenze kanje inkinga yikithi awugobela thina sithwasisayo ngoba sometimes kufika umunye umuntu anomdliwa njengoba sekashila uzakethu lo muntu lo wena ukwazi ukuhlola ubona yini idlozi ngoba ukutshela ngeimpawu zokuthi mina khona into elala nami so lento le moto ilala naye bese akutshela ukuthi ngiyathonga lo muntu uyangibonisa ungibonisa ini ungibonisa amanzi ungibonisa ini ungibonisa umsebenzi uthi lo muntu lo Mdliwa lo uyambonisa ukuthi mina manje ngangenzela ukuthi nokuthi ngizoba right thothi njengoba sekashila ukuthi okay ngeunderstanding yakhe umalusi ukayelusa ekhaya uphenduka uba Umdliwa ne lo malusi lo bekalusa ekhaya angithi phela manje wenze extend imfuyo yasekhaya abaningi ngoba inakekelwa uye ngizoyenza example abantu baseLesotho manje ibona abanesandla yemfuyo lo muntu makulusela inkomo zakho ziyanda ufike anenkomo eziyi10 base kandlule emhlabeni seziyi50 bese umthembisa ukuthi mina ngizokunika ezi10 kube izakho uwakhe isibaya sakho bese ngokwakhela lapha enzansi ekhaya ube nomuzi wakho bese uganwe bese ube nomfazi uphila khona ashone ngaphambi kwalokho kodwa mina lo muntu angumbiza Umdliwa ngumbiza ongizwe kahle indawo ngoba lo moya manje masobuya ngani akusumuntu wasekhaya lo muntu lo ongasiwasekhaya ngeke umthwasele ekhaya so but thina bogobela namhlanje senzani lo muntu makanemla impawu lezi ambonisa lo muntu ukuthi ngidinga indlu yami ngidinga imfuyo yami So ukubonisa i-ritual kumele yenzeke. But mawufika kumuntu ongakwazi ukuhlola, ongakwazi ukushaya umhlahla, ongakwazi ukudonsa ngomoya, athi wena unemimoya abantu abadala. Bese uyathwasa. Bese mawuthwasa umdliwa uthwaselwa. Umdliwa uyalungiselwa. Umdliwa ungizwe kahle. Namanje ngiyasho labo balaleli lapha ekhaya babukeli. Umdliwa wakhela umuzi ekhaya.
Amen. Amen.
Angeke uphume ekhaya uzonihlupha until the end of time. Ngoba waqala wamakhela umuzi ekhaya, wamakhela uguga standards, wamakhela irondevele, sikazinzile ekhaya.
Are we having problems where people bakhela umdliwa ekhaya?
Mkhulu. Umuntu akho irondevele uguga standards for umdliwa. Lo muntu sikazinzile ekhaya. Idlozi sikalikhonya. Khumbule phela idlozi linecala kulo muntu. Lamthembisa zange lenze lokho ke elimthembise kona. Manje mase umakhela uthini? Wena la ekhaya usakhamuzi. Manje umdliwa uyabalala abantwana ekhaya. Abanye abantu baphambanisa umndawo nomdliwa. Nendawo. Umndawo awulali umuntu. Angeke kube ne-sexual intercourse nomuntu wasekhaya. Umndawo. Mawunedlozi lomndawo. Ukuthi sizopaka esayidini umndawo. Kodwa abanye abantu bathi impawu zomndawo uzolala abantu ekhaya ikho lento leyo. Ayisayidebate kuze kushona ilanga. Angeke idlozi ekumele liphothule ekhaya likusebenzele ngesimo senhlanhla bese likulale futhi. Does it make sense? Ufana nje ukuthi ubaba wakho bekanomndawo. Kodwa manje makafika kuya kulala umntanakhe. Ayenzeki lento leyo. Manje umdliwa ekhaya ufika uyamosha yonke into eniyenzayo. Imali uyayidilisa. Abasebenzayo abathola ama-promotion. Abashadile babuye ekhaya. Ngoba uyenzani? Ufuna i-attention manje. Ziningi impawu zomdliwa ezenzakalayo. Uyabalala ekhaya. Njengoba sengishilo ukuthi kunomuntu wasekhaya. Lo muntu lona uthola ukuthi wabulala usisi wakhe. So manje makabuyele emathongeni makashona seka umoya. Le emadlozini abasakwazi ukumamukela ngoba wenze yini? Icala ekhaya. So kumele bambuyise kuphi? Emhlabeni. Makabuye emhlabeni uyenzani? Uyadlozomela manje. Manje kuthiwe umkhulu lo ufika uyenzani? Uyamosha la ekhaya. Ukuthi lo mkhulu lo mawuya enyangeni ekwazi ukuhlola kahle besangoba umthandazeli akutshela ukuthi umkhulu wenza icala ngonyaka osono wabulala umuntu osono manje udinga yini? Inhlambuluko. Ukuthi agezwe ukuthi ukwazi kwenzani ukubuyela emathongeni bamukele. Angeke umthwasele lo muntu omthwasile. Udinga yini? Inhlambuluko. Manje inkinga yomdliwa isele kuthini? Kithi thina ogobela nathi inyanga. Ithini esidukisa abantu emakhaya? Sithi wena
okay ngiyakhatha manje ngiyabuya ku angizithatha
actually
you still have those kwethu.
Yeah. No actually ngifuna ukugcwalisa lapho umkhulu akhuluma ngakhona ne in terms of a wrong diagnosis that you find in izinyanga ogobela abalaphi o sangoma. They will then diagnose you ukuthi une itokoloshi ilala nawe. Kanti akusitokoloshi umdliwa. Understand? I've came across people like that. I know a lady from Pretoria. We met at a traditional healer in Venda, my great mkhulu who now passed. And her problem was that banglalisa netokoloshi. But then the incorrect diagnosis was like, oh yeah, bahambisa netokoloshi. Kanti no mela alapwe umdliwa. Understand? So, and that is where again we're coming back to Ogobela Nonyanga, that if this is not diagnosed correctly, when you'll go around and say, ngihamba no netokoloshi or ngihamba nesilwane kanti umdliwa. And there are a lot of cases like that, like people are sleeping with something at night. Njengoba shilo mkhulu that umndawo awulali nomuntu.
Never.
Idlozi elihle alilali nomuntu osekhaya. Ngiyabona. But umdliwa
wona.
Thokoza Michael.
Nakhona umdliwa kuphi? Ngayo o blood related. Angeke umfowenu mangasekho emhlaleni. Azolala nawe. Umntana kubo.
It's always from outside, of course.
Okay. Mkhulu, your thoughts, your Eddie and whatsoever. This is so interesting. And I hope our viewers at home are getting some information when it comes to this, because we have a lot of people that talk about Umdliwa, but I don't think they understand exactly what is Umdliwa. So, Gogo, anything that you want to say here, then we can move to another one.
Ngizovumelana ngizoqala ngikhulume ngokukhulunywa komkhulu komndawo kuthiwa umndawo ulala nomuntu wasekhaya. Sengikuzwile kubalapha beningi lokomkhulu.
Yeah.
Ukuthi uma unomndawo uzolala nomuntu. Asiyekeni ukudukisa abantu bakwethu. Asiyekeni ukudukisa abantu. Angeke umkhulu owashonayo ezala ubaba aphinda azolala nami ngoba kufanele ngimthwasele.
Kanjani?
Ayenzeki leyo nto. Umdliwa bese kuba khona umdliwa notokoloshe.
Yeah.
Ungakho kunabantu abaningi uthola ukuthi uzolapha utokoloshe namhlanje after 3 days
uyabuya.
Ngobani ulapha lokho kungasiko. Ake sifundeni ukuthi uma ngabe kufika umuntu angavele kufika umuntu kumina athi ngilalo umuntu bese ngithi asambe sehlasini ngiyokulahla. Ake sifune into oqala ukuthi lento umsuka wayo isuka kephi ukuze ngizolapha le ekufanele ngiyilaphe.
Ilathwa kanjani?
Naleli yokuthi silapha ngokwazi. Asalandeli idlozi ukuthi lona idlozi lithini. Silapha ngokwazi ukuthi mina ngiyazi ukuthi mangabe kunje kufanele ngeze. Kanti akuhambe kanjalo kuzofika omunye umuntu ongazokwazi ukumlapha kanjalo. Ingakho ngiyake ngithi idlozi lami mangafika umuntu idlozi lami lithulele ngiyomtshela umuntu ukuthi lithule idlozi lami alifuna
awundlulele komunye umuntu.
Ahambe phambili ngoba lithule.
Like African, you don't have automatic diagnosis. You don't have that thing out. You have a fixed knowledge ukuthi mawugula kanje walapha kanje. Every case is a unique case and it must be diagnosed by idlos.
Yes.
Understand? Every case. It might look similar, but it's not.
Yeah.
You understand? So the myth of familiarity, the fallacy of familiarity, we need to throw it out.
I totally agree with you. Ne? Yazi lento uzakwethu ayishoyo. Mkhulu ngani. Yazi manje into eshayweni. The diagnosis is wrong njengoba soshini. Yazi ishawa yini. Umuntu uza kimi. Angibona ngikwazi ukusebenza abantu kubaphilisa. Athi gogo ngifuna incwadi yakho ngeyokwelapha. Athini? Athi gogo nayi 50,000 ngifuna incwadi yakho kwelapha.
Akho textbook.
And akhohle ukuthi mina ukulapha kwami ngilapha ngani? Ngedlolo lasekhaya. Ilona elithi uChef Phathanani makafikile angatholi bantwana nayi remedy yakhe. Idlozi lami ngoba umuthi lo awulapha umuntu.
Idlozi lakho incwadi yakho.
Umoya amandla engithwese wona ezandleni zami. Umuthi awulapha umuntu. Asenze kanje. uChef Phathanani akusumngoma akusulutho akusumthandazeli. Noma naye nemimoya abantu abadala kodwa leso ipaka. Asithi simnika umuthi manje sugayi. Sithi nanga umuntu akatholi bantwana or na umuntu uphambanelwa ikhanda. Uzomlapha?
Ngeke.
Ngoba why awunalo lelo gcobo.
Yes.
Manje enye inyanga mayiza kimi ithi funa ibhuku lami lokulapha. Bese ngithi okay mina ngizokufundisa kodwa nawe kumele ukwazi ukubamela idlozi lakho. Ekugcineni lo muntu athi cha mina idlozi lami ayengilibamele. Ngoba nayo incwadi senginayo udabula nyamazwi uyalapha uyasebenza. Kuyagcwala kuye kakhulu and wonke umuntu umrate high. Bese athathe le ncwadi lena makufika umuntu avule incwadi le.
Yazi ngokudabula wathi
Bese lo muntu makamsebenza.
Akalapheki.
Okay.
This is the problem we're having, as you know, that I'm all over the social media space. Ne? One of the most consistent questions when I get to abantu bathi, Mkhulu, what books are you reading?
Yeah.
As if they read that book, they're gonna become me.
Never.
As if I'm a product of my books.
Books of history never. The wisdom onayo you are given by ancestors.
Exactly. You understand?
Yeah.
As if we are the product of our books.
Yeah.
We can read the same book and come out with different conclusions.
Yeah.
Because why? It was lack.
Yes, the understanding.
It was lack is responsible for your understanding, for your contextualization. Yes. The context we are looking at this thing at is not the same. True. We can all read Indaba My Children by Mkhulu Credo Moto.
Yeah.
But I bet you, Gogo, we are going to get out of there with different conclusions.
Cool.
Because Now, this is the assumption. Most people, they see us, we are talking on these social media spaces. The next thing they send you an inbox. Mkulu, what books can I read for African spirituality? I don't know where to start because not everything that I know is from the books. I've been to 18 African countries. I've sat with Mkulu Credo Mutwa. I've sat with all type of Mkulus. And I said, including my mother who is a traditional healer. So I don't even know some of the things that I know that where did it come from? Because most of our Bantu knowledge is not even patented. It's a communal knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge,
Heart to heart.
Yeah, it's a community knowledge. You know, like we're sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm not only sharing knowledge, I'm also learning.
Yeah.
I'm also learning.
Yeah.
I'm also learning.
True.
And then tomorrow I'm speaking somewhere. I don't remember that I got that from Uchef Phathanani.
Yes.
Understand? Because all knowledge in the world belongs to everyone. Knowledge is communally owned. It's not the same as in Western system where knowledge is patented, copyrighted. You understand? Yeah. So now to say to me that Mkulu, I need your textbook.
Yeah.
It's a fallacy. Even if I give you my textbook, even if it did exist, I give my textbook, the context is always matters.
Yeah.
Okay. I've just learned that umuthi awamphilisa umuntu.
Yeah.
Idlozi lakho that's guide you, that's help you to assist.
True.
Before I go to Inzuza, we spoke, let's pack Umdliwa. It can go far and far and far, but we don't finish content kwa Matches and Thoughts. So Inzuza. Because I listen to you when you guys are talking. I don't just sit here and be handsome, of course. I want to ask you a question, Baba, but anyone is allowed to answer.
Okay.
Actually, I want to hear your thoughts, any of you. In our country, I read a lot, I research a lot because of the show, because I don't want to come here and In our country, I've realized that we've got a lot of PhD people, MBA, they are unemployed.
Yeah.
Some of them, they just sitting at home. And then me, with whatever qualification, there's a huge difference. I just want to understand your thoughts. I'm listening what you're just saying, but everyone is allowed to give the thoughts. We've got a lot of, I'm talking about MBAs, PhD. Those are the things we glorified in this country, guys. We should not take that away.
Yes.
I just want to understand what's going on.
Okay. You touched quite a very interesting subject I like to talk about. That we have unemployed graduates, but worse is unemployed graduates of business. Like you find somebody's got masters in business, whatever, business management and so forth. Like PhD, this is a stage of innovation. If you have a PhD, that is a stage you're supposed to be making glass. You can't have a PhD in engineering and your grandmother is still drinking water with goats in the river when you are at the stage of making water reticulation machine.
Yeah.
You can't be unemployed with a MBA when you are in the state of making business yourself. But it is because we Black people, we prefer to employment more than creating a company. We prefer to be employed more than creating employment for ourselves. And when you are employed somewhere, after you die, the following day they replace you with somebody. But if you have a company and you die, your family inherit that. Your wife, your children,
ongoing.
They will inherit that. Now, most of the people, this is coming from, we come from not only colonialism, slavery, but apartheid. Apartheid mentality. You must remember that when these people came into our country, we were working. All of us. You had your own livestock.
Yeah.
Your daily preoccupation is your own. Infosa is your livestock.
Yeah.
The women are taking care of the fields, of their own fields.
Yeah. Farming.
Then they destroy this kind of our own economy system. They created industry. They bring us to Lokshen. You see a Lokshen, Soweto. Like most of the time, we'll be like, when are we Makaya, Soweto? Soweto is a married couples hostel. This Lokshen stuff. They started like that as a married couple hostels.
Yeah.
Where you have to have a track pass. When you're moving from somewhere, you ask permission from a police station. You say, Sishiro, Ozoza, Soweto. The first place you report to is a police station as a Soweto. Usenkon. And then umfazi maka uvakashela na imela thole i-permit. Why understand? This is how these things evolved.
Your control.
But they were evolving because they were removing us from our own economy to build their economy. Because these people, they came and started to impose the poll tax, what makes Mbatha revolt.
Yeah.
Because they impose a poll tax that now you must pay tax. Now, because you can't afford to pay tax, you have to now move away from Emakaya and go and find employment to come and pay for your tax.
And they control you.
Now, we perpetuate that type of stereotype to the point that today we're sitting with unemployed graduates. Look at what we call my friend, who have spaza shop in every kasi. Look at everyone else except ourselves. And the most mean business, even if we go to Josie, the South African brothers and sisters, brothers, are selling cigarettes and sweets in town.
Yeah.
When everybody else, you get a guy from Nigeria selling amagwenya, after he's finished, he's driving a Range Rover.
Yeah.
You're asking, what is really selling amagwenya? You know, okay, they're selling amagwenya, make you drive a Range Rover. But the point here is that they've developed innovation. They've developed a way to deal with unemployment. So the thing that we can sit with MBA and be unemployed is a serious problem. It's an indictment on us.
Yeah.
And it makes people question the value of education. That what is the importance of education if you are going to have a business management degree, yet you can't establish your own business and you are waiting for somebody. Majority of these people who employ us, they're not even graduates. The owners of these big companies, including the Facebook, all of Steve Jobs and all of these people are school dropouts.
Because they grew up under business environment.
Yes. So basically what we're saying is to say we're having unemployed graduate is an indictment to education itself. And it's very problematic.
Yeah.
Because if you look at, my mother never went to school. She can't read and write. She sold in the train. Kana was our railway. I wonder when the train was called railway, before Spornet. We sold together there. 1983, 84, 85, 86, that's slow one. We sold together then. We got arrested by apartheid police. She will tell you whenever you sit down with her, and they'll tell you, where I come from with this son of mine. We got arrested so many times. But because these people, survival is the basic morality.
Yeah.
They understood that part, that they did not need to be educated in order to establish business. And this is most of our businesses, is that now the whole idea of unemployed graduates, business graduates for that matter, like I said, it's an indictment for us and it's a laughing stock because the Chinese don't experience the same thing.
Never.
The Indians, they don't experience the same thing. Most probably, most African countries don't. It's only South Africans. Now we need to speak so much against that, but not only against that, address the roots of it is apartheid. You know, at one time, it is the most glorified thing that you must have employment.
Yeah.
Whether that employment is an employment or an exploitation. You understand?
Okay, thank you. Mkhulu, then ugogo, then Siyayifalale. Nje statement nje your thoughts on this one.
Okay, you know, I have a daughter, ne? Completed the matric 3 years back, I think. Bengifuna university. You know, taking me, Mami, bangaka abantu abagraduate abahleli ekhaya.
Yeah.
But I can sew, I can bake. Let me rather start something ezongenisela imali. Ngoba ukuya esikoleni ngiphinde ngizohlala phansi futhi mina kungisebenzeni. Enye into ama graduates anganawo umsebenzi. It's not about iphepha lokufunda esikoleni. Bheka mawufuna umsebenzi kuthiwa kufuneka 5 years experience yesu university. Lo 5 years experience uthathaphi? Njengoba ungasebenzi.
I need to touch this. This is very important. I hope our government
Is listening.
Because that said,
Very sad.
Yeah.
So akwenzi sense ukuthi ngizofuna umsebenzi ngiphume university I must have 5 years experience. It's just
That makes sense.
ibuhlungu. And then sinama graduates ahlele ekhaya ngoba they can't go and clean esitolo makufuna kufuna umuntu ofuna ukuclean. Yes, bahleli bona ngokuthi mina I'm a graduate, I can't go and clean people's dirt. So I'll rather sit at home and waste lo msebenzi ongekho. Ayikho le msebenzi esihlalele bilindile, ayikho le umsebenzi leyo. And nokuthi Uyazi ukuthi i-education yase South Africa it's strange ngoba bafunde ephepheni. When it's come to practice abazi next. Uzothatha umuntu ofundele i-plumbing estradini umenzise, uthathe umuntu onezincwadi nani kodwa lo ofundele estradini uzoyenza. Lento yokuthi esikoleni siyafunda ngike ngakhuluma ukuthi kungcono kube kuthiwa kunama classes okwenza izinto like abo plumbing, carpentry, like benze lezo zinto lezi kufanele bazenze ngoba still with the degree, masters, whatever, you still can't do the job.
Thank you.
I think
It's a topic for another day.
I think the spoken mouthful. More than that, there's nothing to be said because the system is fail unemployment rate. System, because we have been indoctrinated. You need to go to school. Mawuqeda isikolo uhambe usebenzele umuntu. Njengoba ngasishilo umkhulu la utawuta ukuthi umuntu uzoba ne-masters or PhD in business management. That person is equipped with all needed skills yokuthi uvule business lakho. But now because umqondo bakunika wona ukuthi we are incapable yokuthi uvule business lakho wena. The only thing ungayenza uhambe usebenzele umuntu, empowerish omunye umuntu. And then into ayishilo ngokuthi emalokishini it's a merit situation, which means it's a divide and rule situation. We've been sold a lie. With the location, we're gonna give you a better life. And then once you put Makaya, and then they occupy those lands. You know, I met one guy. We said, there's an elderly. I was in Limpopo, that side of Tanin. Because I sit with elderly people. When I visit them, I go and sit. Then I don't want to muti. Ukuthi genzakalani in history. You understand? Mina vele ngikhulweni baba mayinya.
Okay.
So uthola ukuthi manje must khitshwe emakhaya. Bakuthengisele lokishini. Bona they occupy yini? Amakhaya. Bani bayalima, bayafuya. This guy said to me, this elderly person said to me, you know, now it's a high time for South Africans. They go back to their roots of planting and farming. Those two things will solve their problems of unemployment. What also as well, babuyele muva, kuma roots wabo. Kokhokho nokhokho ukuthi okhokho nokhokho kwalo ba-recognize ini amadlozi wabo. Ngoba sometimes umuntu angafunda abe ne-PhD but uthola ukuthi idlozi lakhe ilona limvalelayo.
Before you wrap it, let me be the devil's advocate on this one. I want to reverse it back to Abu Gogo and Abu Gobe. Probably zawenza dishes. What's going on with amathwasa hamba thwasa again? Abu yangakwazi ukuphonza amaphambo. Because that is also contributing to unemployment. Maybe explain this thing.
No, I think
because you see, my mother is a healer. I told you that.
Yes, Baba.
But one of the cases she deal with, she has to do a finishing job
From Labokobel.
Yes.
obvious.
Because now umuntu uyabuya akakwazi ukukhonza amathambo.
Khohlwa amathambo. Khohlwa amathambo.
Bathenga emithi yebanga. They don't even go deep.
Mamela ngikutawutawu. Umnika impande umuthi. Ne? Umbuzo uthi yini lo muthi lo? Dunyelwa ikhanda. But la bengisho khona ukuthi into eshayayo, this guy said, let's go back to farming.
Okay,
And
I
let's
need to do
talk.
this.
And
I'm trying to push time
Yeah.
because of load shedding. So some of the point we might not
Touch
but
on.
because of course those one that's like now
Yeah.
bengithe inzuzo. Ngicela singasayi kwinzuzo.
Okay.
Ngizoya the names then ngiye ku the last one. You know if we are fine but nisazobuya asikaqedi it's not done.
Oh, manje inzunza sayijaka.
Qeda ke wena bese ngisiyathi.
Manje into eshayayo ithola umunye umuntu une-PhD wena mkhulu. Ngemakhehla. Phela nina ngamakhehla mina.
Emathwaseni. Emathwaseni.
Hayi sengisho ukuthi no le ngizoyiphendula. Uthola umuntu une-PhD une-masters or une-degree but uthola ukuthi ubanjwa yini umsamo wasekhaya kubo. idlozi lasekhaya kubo ilona elivala yini elivala iy'nhlanhla zabo njengokuthi kunomdliwa ekhaya uyamosha but manje because we have been sold a lie ukuthi let's go angigxeke ukuthi isonto Christian nizwe kahle emakhaya uma ukhuleka uthandaza uJesu wakho it's fine mthandaze mina ngumthandazi mina ngithandaza ngithandaza umkhulu omkhulu unomkhulwane unomoyi nedlozi lasekhaya that's why ngingathola ama-crumbs I hold a loaf of bread wena thandaza uJesu unabo-Abraham bakho into eyenzakalayo ukuthi sometimes yonke into yakho yenzayo yazi wathini umkhulu wathi masibuyeleni emuva emasikweni wethu akusho ukuthi uthandaza idlozi asilithandaza idlozi we acknowledge ukuthi bakhona
Yes.
bese sizokwazi ukuphumelela that's why kune-unemployment rate engaka and sometimes thina we are lazy one client yami ngathi kuyo hamba uvule i-chicken dust ngizokunika mina umuthi ukuthi abantu beze kuwo yazi wathini wathi ngcono ngihambe ngiyohlala ekoneni netende lase-MTN because ngifake isikipha sibhalwe MTN or whatever brand ngoba ubona sengathi uqashiwe ngoba unani une-pride yokuthi akafuni umuntu omnyama ukuyenza into yakhe
akafuna ufake i-t-shirt ethi Sifiso chicken dust ufuna ufake le
and leyo mali yakho yonke but mozosebenzela uchef Phathanani telecommunication usebenzela yena ukunika i-commission but the same hours wafakayo lapha effort ungayifaka kwibhizinisi lakho the little that you get you build up but umuntu omnyama ulazy that's why you get angeke ngibabiza ama-foreign aboza kwethu bangaphandle babafika eSouth Africa they are plumbers bakhatha ubutshani abo-handyman
Okay. Let's come here now.
but umuntu omnyama wala eSouth Africa
Thank you. I know you're gonna be so interested what I'm gonna ask. CIA Bongwen, ne surnames. What is that? Where is it coming from? I'm gonna read a statement.
Yeah.
So you can answer both or you can answer whatever.
okay
I need your thoughts. Your honest thoughts.
Yeah.
We serve God and we acknowledge our ancestors.
yeah
I need your thoughts. You can unpack it. You explain. What do you mean by saying we serve God? What do you mean by saying we acknowledge ancestors? You just mentioned it now, and then so and then I need your thoughts here. We serve God and we acknowledge our ancestors. It's a statement.
okay it's not a question ne?
It's not a question.
It's a statement
So we don't have an answer for it.
well tell him man
Hey, make sure.
I need your thoughts. Your thoughts. This is my statement. I need your thoughts. So you will starting who is born and surnames. You travel different countries and what. You can start.
There is a saying that the surnames they came with colonialism. That we did not have a surname as we know them today. You were called by, like for instance, we'll talk about Senzanga Kona Kajama. He's the son of Jama. Who's Giti Kajama, which is Shaka. Shaka, the son of Jama. So you were called by the name of your father. Or the name of your direct primogenitor. So it is said that the surnames came with the colonialists when they wanted to create now a sort of uniformity. But all in all, actually, if you go to the ancient societies, we were called by the name of our fathers. You'll have, or the place where you come from. Jacques de Molay, even in Europe, Marilyn of Monroe, and so forth. So is surnames, let's say, hypothetically, they come with colonizers, because when we look within our own cultures, we really find that Mudupi. Mudupi is my father's surname, Mukwe is my Pedi's name, and therefore I call by his name for identification, but also because this has to do with blood. You have to trace your blood, where it goes. That was our way to preserve the DNA and everything, and therefore we will not have to go through DNA tests, paternity tests, and all of this type of dispute. That is one part of it, that it is through colonization that we have this standardized surname, to the point that during apartheid, when they come up with Group Areas Act, Abu Mtimkulu, they then become Grootboom. Abu Ndlovu become Oliphant.
yeah
So the surname get to the point that they even get to be modified to suit the privileges that Apartheid Group Areas Act was offering for whites, Indians, coloreds, and blacks. When they established the tricameral parliament in 1983, where they excluded black people, it even became heightened worse. That is where we started to move from Mtimkodo, Krodbom, Ndlovu, Leu, Olifant, Ubobes, or Dau become Leu. You see. And so that is the damage that was done by colonialism. That where do we come from with this surname thing? Otherwise, we were name after the name. Yeah. And then we were talking about the other thing was...
We serve God. We acknowledge our ancestors.
Again, you see, this thing of God, ancestors, we need to stop using European concepts to define African phenomena. Like the understanding of God, the African God through the Christian thinking is a problem. That, for instance, in Ngesintu, God is not part of human affairs. We actually say, God, take care of my fortune. I will take care of my morals. My morals is a product of my society. I come from a society based on a principle called Ubuntu. And Ubuntu are laws of the ancestors. So Badimu is the ancestors who are charged with the responsibility of communicating with Mudimu for us. But we say God is unknown and unknowable. I don't know what God is.
My question was about to ask you to know God, but you already answered.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I can't prove the existence of God, and I can't prove the non-existence of God. I only go by inheritance. As an African child, I've inherited certain things. Culturally, I come from a culture that says there is Mudimu. There is Mvelinganyi. There is Ramasedi. There is Tatla Macholo, there is Smagate Sezu. Understand? So this is a knowledge I inherited. And it to a point that I did not even need to prove its existence. We inherited a belief system that we did not have to prove its existence. The proving of its existence and all of that, this is a product of colonialism and everything. Now you have to prove that, is God really existing? Like, for instance, I gave you pure perfect example that God is unknown and unknowable. But I have a faith in this. I don't need to prove the existence of these. Because one of the things, for instance, like why our stories, we don't have a lot of elaborate creation stories. That this earth is created by God. We talk about this earth, we got it from them, we inherited it from our ancestors, we use it, we leave it to them. Like these Europeans who come and said, our ancestors sold the land to them, or our king sold the land to them, they're lying. The king is a custodian. So what happened is that we were concerned with the living and the usage of the land, not who created it. There's a very beautiful example. There is a conversation between a European missionary called Eugene Casalis. There were 3 missionaries who were sent to convert the king of the Basotho, King Mushweshwe. One of them is Eugene Casalis. Now he's having a conversation with this old Mosotho old man. He said to him, according to you, Basotho, because this is how Casalis, Robert Moffat, Callaway, who translated Bible into Zulu, Moffat, who translated Bible into Tswana, Casalis, who translated Bible into Sesotho. Remember, this is not our book, ne? So some people came in with it and translated
the Bible.
The Bible is not our book. It's a slave manual. It's somebody else's book. And those who claim that it is African, they need to show us which African tribe that talk about creation in 6 days.
Okay, I'm coming back to you, but I want to Nkulu, then Ngipe Ugogola. Then there is one, I know it might cause so much, and I need to close this because of time. But I think that's what we'll leave our viewers with, and then you guys are coming back to explain more. But
okay, ngizoqala ezibongweni. Angifuni ukugxila kakhulu entweni engayazi ngoba back then I don't know what happened. But engikwaziyo ezinye zezibongo ngamagama abantu. Uthola ukuthi ubaba uzela amadodana amabili. Wamqamba umunye wathi umthiya. Wamqamba umunye wathi umzilikazi. Useyakha kumzilikazi lapha umuzi wakhe nomfazi wakhe kukamzilikazi lapha. Kukamthiya lapha. So this is as far as I go, Nebongo.
Yeah.
Before that, ukuthi ubani bekaqaba ubaba kaMthiya, ukuthi ungubani ubaba kaMthiya.
Hayi.
Okay, let's hear ugogo. Awuyingeni, ngiyakuthanda wena nami siso. Asize ugogo and then gogo then ngizokubuza lena njena
Yeah.
nizoyichaza ngaba ngithi cut isivale episode.
Into mengamoshakalanga angeke uyiphikise. Mina ngisalukazi sokuthi ngiyakwazi ukungoma. Anginamona, angidebate. Angibathi ngiyinto leya TikTok.
Khona lokho asingene last kwamanje zenzo.
Isibakuziphi yini? Mayibizani?
Ngalokho khuluma la sikamanje zenzo.
Omkhulu spoke volume. Izibongo, indabuko yezibongo. Bekuno thanda abantu. Uthanda abantu azwane noDlamini. Ne? Bese wathola umntana bathi unkosi ukhona. Unkosi ukhona ngoba manje kufuneka yini itrace ukuthi unkosi ukhona ingane kabani, ingane kathanda abantu. Bathi unkosi ukhona ozalwa ubani uthanda abantu. Izibongo in African environment or space or tradition azikho. Amagama wawokhokho nokhokho that's why bathi umzukulu kabani amagama but angeke ngisagcile kakhulu because we explaining la ngeke siphinde into eyi-1 ngathi sicela na scratch.
Okay. You know what's beautiful, ne? And please, when I send an invitation, because as I've said, Guti, I'm bringing some of the things that I spoke about, Comanches and Thoughts, and it will be just a panel of 6, including myself, where we are talking. I will just throw whatever then. It is why. Yeah. So this one, it's a closing. I have a lot, but unfortunately, there's clash between African and spirituality.
African?
African. We are African again. And then the spirituality. And it's clash.
Well, there is no clash. We have a thing called African spirituality, which most people are trying to say there is no such thing as African spirituality. Spirituality is universal. But let's define spirituality.
Okay.
Spirituality, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Great Spirit. Let me say the Great Spirit, because Tina, the Great Spirit. The temple of the Great Spirit begins with the human body, which houses our life, the essence of our existence. Now, Africans are in bondage today because they approach spirituality through religion that was brought by foreigners, conquerors, and invaders. Now, we must not confuse spirituality with religion. Religion is a set of rules, regulations, and rituals.
It's a process.
And spirituality is not ideology and theology. Ne? Now, spirituality is what? It's a network that connects us to each other, that connects us to the universe, that connects us to the Great Spirit. That is spirituality. Now, then we get to a thing, African spiritual. People, they say, no, there's no African spirituality. Spirituality is universal. The difference now, it is, these things are cultural and ethnic specific. How we do things, we call it Simoya Saruna. How we do things as Abapedi, as Abatswana, as Amaxhosa, as Amazulu. It's very specific. So that is where we then attach African to it. Because this is uniquely African. It's not the same as the British, how they deal with their spirituality. So spirituality, there is African spirituality, and African spirituality is cultural specific and racial specific. It's specific to the culture of the African and the race of the African.
Cool. Before Nyago
Okay, uthe spirituality.
The clash. Why I'm asking this, because there are a lot of, according to me, there are a lot of, confusion. So that's why I need African spirituality.
Ukuthi sithathe okwabezizwe sakhohlwa okwethu. Sithathe okwabezizwe. Umkhulu angisakhumulisa umkhulu bani uthe iBhayibheli lafika nabelungu. Akusile lethi iBhayibheli. Manje mawuzokhuluma ngabokhokho bami ebese ungifaka iBhayibheli uthi mina ngilandele iBhayibheli ngiyokhonza uMoses ngikhohlwa uMvuseni ngikhohlwe abantu abanegazi labo lelwiyo ila exabana khona ukuthi thina abaningi bethu sesithathe lo mqondo wobokufika ukuthi le ndlela yabokufika ibhuku phela imicabango womuntu abantu abahlala bacabanga base bebhala iBhayibheli. So thina silandela imicabango yomuntu masizolandela iBhayibheli. Siphila impilo yalabantu abahlalile bacabanga ukubhala iBhayibheli. Basase siyakhohlwa eyethi impilo. So iclass and ngiyaxolisa ngiyazi ukuthi abantu abaningi abazoyithanda le, but iclass ibangwa kakhulu yilabantu abazalwa noJesu. Yabona laba abazalwa noJesu yibo abafika kakhulu neclash, ngoba ungafunga ukuthi bambona ngamehlo, ungafunga ukuthi bahlala naye etafuleni,
ukuthi bamphupha
wakubo. Angeke mina ngizalwe umama mase kafila umama akaseyilutho umama
sayidemoni.
Yebo, kodwa kufanele ngisi inkosi ngisize njengomoses Jehova ongcwele.
Moses mazela Moses.
Thank you. Thank you. Gogo. Siyavala manje, so ngicela ukuthi ube khafkhaf.
Amen mkhulu. Angizothinta nje kancane kodwa uyangazi mina.
Thinta ngilikhiphuya ube kancane.
Mina ngithi in essence isilungu ne, in essence angithazi isilungu mina. Mina ngizokhuluma in a perspective obungoma. Ngoba ngiyinyanga ngisangoma ngomthandazeli. Bangomthandazela ngisho ukuthi ngithandaza uJesu. Cha, imimoya yokukhuleka ngesimo samanzi. Umthandazeli bami. Yeah, kumele ba-understand bangithi ngumthandazeli. Bangacabanga
I can't wait to see you praying.
Mina mkhulu asenze kanje. Sizoyi-unpack kahle. Baningi sibanyathela ama-cons. There's no clash between spirituality and Africanality or African culture. Inkinga ilabantu abafundile nalabo abakhuluma isilungu. But laba abafundile nalabo basontayo bathandaza uJesu bayemasontweni, they claim ukuthi spirituality esabo. They claim ukuthi njengoba bona bathandaza uJesu, spirituality esabo. Thina singumuntu omnyama, mina ngisangoma, ngiyinyanga, spirituality akusesa. Kumele understand ukuthi sishawa ama terminology. Yini spirituality? Spirituality mimoya. Njengoba sikakhulumile umkhulu Tawu ukuthi kune spirituality, kune religion. A religion is a pattern and a process yokuthi you follow a certain protocol, but spirituality, that's where you connect with your ancestors. Spirituality, anyone can have a spirituality connection. Whether you connect spirituality sakho ngathi ile wine yakho iphuzayo, uthi this is my spirituality. Mamela, angaqedi.
I'm not causing you, I'm saying okay.
Yeah, kubona masophamisa.
Wine is very important.
Yeah, masophamisa icup nyamazi. Munchies and thoughts. Zongikhatha nyamazi. Kodwa ngiza namaphuzu abalekile. Akethi tevele. So banyathela ama-cons ekhaya.
But it's not until about
Umuntu othandaza uJesu, ama-Christian or Romans or what Catholics or whatever, they claim ukuthi spirituality esabo. Akusesabo. Wonke umuntu unaso spirituality. Spirituality umsamo wami, la ngiphahla khona. That's where I connect nabantu bami abadala. That is my spirituality, because I am able to connect nabo. Ngiyabezwa ngomoya kimi.
connection.
Bona bayakwazi ukuthi mangilele ngithonga ba-connecte ngami spiritually, umoya. Masikhuluma nge-spirituality, labantu baklema ukuthi labantu bathandazayo bathi spirituality esawa ama-Christian. No, spirituality imimoya.
We are coming back on that note. Thank you so much to Black Studios, to Angu Sound, thank you. To Zaza Legacy, thank you so much. We are not done. We are coming back. Yeah. This was beautiful. On that note, goodbye. Okay, you can move on my table. Let me get another panel. Yo.